Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another tutorial. In today's video I'll be showing you guys how to make this Ankara Palazzo pants with elastic waistband. If this sounds good to you and it's something you're interested in, then please stick to the end of this video and don't forget to give me a giant thumbs up if you found this video helpful. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and share this video to your friends. With that being said, let's get right into this video. So the first thing that I did was to fold this Ankara or any material you're working with. You fold it into two according to how wide you want your pants to be. Remember, there's going to be a wide legged pant, so that's why it's this wide. So I went ahead to fold it to the amount of width I want for my pants. Then after doing that, I'm going to be going over to the top of this Ankara to mark the starting point where we are going to be starting our measurement from. So I went ahead to eyeball about half an inch from that top, and then I ruled it across on a straight line like so. Now from that point, you determine how many inches you want to take out for the elastic casing. So I'm working with an elastic of 1 inch, so I'm going to be taking down about 2 inches from the top of that line. So that is what I'm marking right there, 2 inches down, because I'm using an elastic of 1 inch for the casing. I hope you understand. You can do 1.5 inches if you are using a smaller elastic width, you get. So that's what I just ruled there, and I just marked it across on a straight line. So the next thing that I will do now is to take my full length measurement, and I'm going to be taking that from the 2 inches mark. I hope you understand. You start your measurement from the 2 inches mark you left for the elastic casing, you get. So the full length I'm working with is 45 inches, so I'm going to be marking 45 inches down from that point, or whatever length you are working with, you mark it from that point. So I'm just marking it across to make sure that I have a straight line before connecting the points together. So the next thing I want to do is to create another starting point from that edge. So you can either come out by 1.5 inches or 1 inch. So I came out by 1 inch. I'm going to be marking that all across that edge, and I'll draw a straight line to serve as another starting point where I'm going to be taking my measurements from. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So I'll just take my ruler and draw this line downwards from the top to the bottom. Now the next thing to do is to mark the crotch length for this pant, and the crotch length is very important. It can either make or break the appearance of your pants, so you have to get the adequate or the correct number. And the formula I normally use for this is the outseam minus the inseam. The outseam being the distance from the waist to the hem of your pants measured along the outside, while the inseam is the distance from the crotch to the hem of your pants measured along the inside. So you take the difference between the two to get the length of your crotch. Now my outseam is 45 inches while my inseam is 33 inches. So when I subtracted 33 from 45, I got 12 inches. So I'm going to be marking 12 inches from that point downwards to mark my crotch length. I hope you understand. So I'm just going to be taking the 12 inches across the fabric like so to ensure it's accurate and straight. Then after that, I'm going to be connecting these points together on a straight line using my ruler. Now after doing that, the next thing is to take my hip measurement from my waist. I'm going to be coming down 10 inches or whatever inches your waist to hip measurement is. So I'm going to be marking that across, and then I will also connect these points together on a straight line. Now the next measurement I'm going to be taking now is the thigh line, which is usually 3 inches below the crotch length. Although it's not really that important in this particular pants we're making in this tutorial, but I just went ahead to just take it anyway. So I came down 3 inches, and I'm going to be ruling a straight line across like so. Next thing we want to do now is to find our crotch length or crotch curve. And in order for us to do that, you take your hip circumference, then you add 2 inches or 1.5 inches allowance, then you divide it by 4. Whatever you have from that calculation, you place it on your hip line, your crotch line, and also your waistline, just like I'm doing. You place whatever you got from that calculation on these three parts, and then you connect them together on a straight line. Then you notice that we are not shaping the waist for this pants because it's going to be an elastic waist, so we are using the hip measurement for the waist as well. The next thing we want to find now or draw is the crotch extension line. And in order for us to do that, whatever you got from that measurement from dividing your hip earlier that we placed there earlier, you will go ahead and also divide that into 4 as well. So for example, if you got 12 inches, you divide that 12 into 4. If it's 11.5, you divide it into 4. So whatever you got from that division, you will go ahead and place it on that line right there, starting from the division, the straight line. You place whatever you got there. Then after doing that, diagonally you'll be coming out by 1.5 inches, just like I placed my tape measure. Just watch what I'm doing. Then on the hip line, you'll be coming out by 0.5 inch, just like I did. Then after doing that, you just go ahead and use your hand or your curved ruler to draw the curved shape of your crotch. So just I'm using my hand to draw mine. I'm not using any curved ruler. So that is my crotch curve for the front piece of the pants. Now after doing that, the next thing I want to do is to draw my green line for this pants so I can be able to distribute my measurement equally. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to be placing my tape measure on the crotch line. I'll go ahead and place my tape measure starting from the extension of the crotch to the end of the other side, like so, just like I placed my tape measure. Then you take the midpoint of whatever you got, and then you'll be placing the midpoint on the center of this measurement, like so, on the crotch line. And then you take half of what you have at the crotch line and also place it on the hip line, so that they can align together. You also repeat the same process for the waistline, and then you also do that for the thigh line. That is, the half of what you have at the crotch line is what you are extending to these lines, and then you repeat the same for the hem line as well. After doing that, you just connect all these points together with your ruler to form the center line for this pants. The next thing that I'll be placing is my round ankle measurement for normal trouser, which is 14 inches. So if you divide that by 2, that will give me 7. So I'm going to be dividing that 7 inches between the green lines. So that will be 3.5 inches on both sides. So that's just what I'm doing right now. So because this is going to be a wide leg pant, I'm going to be adding volume to the hem line. So I'll be coming out by 5 inches on this side, and I'll also be going out 5 inches on the other side. You can determine how wide you want your pants to be. You can increase it or you can lower it. Totally depends on what you want. But I came out 5 inches on both sides of the hem line. So after I'm done, I'll just connect from that part. I'll connect straight to meet the crotch line, like so. Just connect like this. Then I'll also take the ruler to the other side and place it in such a way that I'll be able to connect it from the 5-inch mark at the hem line towards the hip line. You just blend it towards the hip line so it can be seamless. So just watch what I'm doing. I'm blending it towards the hip line at the other side, like so. Now the next thing that I'll do now is to add the folding allowance at the hem line. I'll be adding 2 inches. You can add 1.5 inches or 1 inch. Totally depends on the availability of your fabric. So I'll be adding 2 inches, sorry, for the folding of the hem line, and I'll just connect it together on a straight line like this. Now to connect the hem line, the original hem line, to the additional 2 inches at the edge, I'm going to be slanting my hand outwards like so. You don't join it straight up like that. You slant your hand a little bit out, just a little bit of flare. When you're joining these two parts together, you come out a bit. It's not going to be straight, just a bit out like that, and then you have your allowance for folding. The next thing I want to do is to add my sewing allowance. You can go ahead and add whatever inches of sewing allowance you want for your fabric. I'm going to be adding about 1 inch all around. At the crotch curve, I'm going to be adding half an inch. At the top of the elastic case in the 2 inches, I'm not going to be adding anything for the 2 inches at the top of this trouser, you get, but the other part I'll be adding sewing allowance except the hem line. We already added that, and then I'll just go ahead now and cut this fabric out. And just in case you've been having difficulty in understanding what we've been doing in this tutorial since, I have a video on how to draft your basic straight pants, and I'll be dropping the link in the description box so you can go ahead and check it out. And now that we are done cutting the front pieces for this pants, let's go ahead and work on the back piece. So what you are seeing here is the front piece on a folded portion of another fabric for the back. Now the next thing we will do is to go to the crotch line right there, excluding the allowance I placed there. I'm going to be coming out by 2 inches for the extension for the back. So you come out 2 inches from that crotch line like so, and then I'll just rule a straight line right there. And then from that point I'm going to be coming down half an inch, and then from that point I'm going to be coming out 2 inches. Remember, we came out 1.5 inches for the front. For the back, it's going to be 2 inches. The next thing that we'll do is to get the midpoint from the green line to the front of that crotch, excluding the sewing allowance. So the midpoint is 2 inches, so I'm going to be marking that, and then I'm going to be extending this green line to the top line like so, and also the crotch curve line, I'm going to be extending it so I can extend the 2 inch midpoints towards that upper part. I hope you understand. Now I want you to look closely. You can see that I left about 3 inches or 4 inches at the top of the Ankara for the back piece before I place the front. So you have to leave some space at the upper part before you place your front pieces on the Ankara or whatever fabric you're working with. They are not supposed to be on the same level. So I left about 3 inches at the upper part before I placed my front piece on it. So to get our extension for the back, the crotch length for the back, I'm going to be going back to that point and I'll measure what I have, which is about 3 inches or thereabout. Then I'm going to go back to that midpoint that we placed earlier, and then I will transfer that 3 inches or whatever inches you got for your own measurement. You transfer it to that 2 inches mark for the midpoint, remember. Now the next thing I'll do is to measure what I have at the waistline, excluding the sewing allowances that you added. You measure what you have at that waistline. So whatever it is that you have, you're going to be transferring it to the top of where you have the new waistline for your back in a slanty manner. If you don't understand, just watch what I'm doing. So I'm going to transfer what I have after measuring that waist in a slanted manner, just like I'm doing. Then you mark it around that place, around that edge. You mark whatever you have. You make sure that your tape measure is slanted, and then from that mark I'm just going to draw a straight line to connect it to the front waistline. So I'll just connect it, and then I'll draw this slanted line like so to connect back to the 2 inch mark that we measured previously. Now after we are done with the waistline for the back, I'm going to connect this crotch length of the back like so. I'll connect it, just follow what I'm doing. I'll connect it to the half an inch that we came down by previously on the crotch extension for the back, you understand. So you just connect it. You can use your curved ruler or you can use your hand. So I'm just measuring to make sure that what I have is exactly what I normally use for my back, and it's exactly what I use, so I'm on the right track. So after I'm done doing that, the next thing that I will do is either I had sewing allowances at that edge and blend it into the front piece, or you just follow the front piece and you cut it like that with the front piece. Totally depends on you, since this pants is a wide legged one. Now for this crotch area, I'm going to be connecting it from that extension down to the hem line. So I'll connect it down like this towards the hem line. This crotch area needs to have a little bit of allowance because of the bum. It has to accommodate the bum properly, so that's why it's a little bit wider than the front. So I just connect it down to the hem line like so. Then I'll move over to the crotch, the back crotch, and I'll draw it so it can be visible. I'll just trace the dotted lines that I have there and then redraw it like so. Now after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut the back piece, and while cutting I'm going to be leaving about half an inch around the crotch area, and also the sides. I'll be leaving half an inch all around the back piece, but I will not be hiding any allowance to the top of the elastic casing for the back, just like we did for the front. But every other side I'm going to be adding half an inch sewing allowance. And guys, we've basically come to the end of today's tutorial, the first part of this tutorial, which is the cutting of this fabric. I'm going to be uploading the second part of this, which is going to be the sewing of these pieces together much later. So please guys, make it a date with me. And if you are new to my channel and you watched to the end of this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to give me a giant thumbs up, and also please share this video to your friends. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell for my latest upload as well. So I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.